Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MFC. My name is Supa Koopa. For those of you who may be just tuning in for the very first time, welcome to Smash Crossing. This is a concept video that I'm currently developing right now that takes elements of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and all the Smash Bros. Games and asks the question, what if Animal Crossing replaced all the characters in Super Smash Bros.? So, I'm working on the video right now, finishing these details today with you, together live on film here on the YouTubes. I know, I'm showing my age. Film. Who says that anymore? But thanks so much for tuning in to this chill podcast like format where I'm just going to be talking about this and just working on some projects here with you guys today. So if you like what you see and want to be in touch for when this actual video will be coming out theatrically here on the channel, make sure you subscribe and like the video if you are enjoying what you're seeing. All right. Well, what are you seeing, I guess, is the real first question. If this is your first time tuning into my Smash Crossing concept, basically what we're doing is we're working through this document that I created that goes into all the special moves of the characters and also all the characters that will be replacing Super Smash Bros. Characters with Animal Crossing characters. So, for example, Villager is going to be over Mario. Mario is a very popular character, and Villager is in every single game without fail. It's your main avatar. And so this is kind of what you're looking at right here. This is the moveset that I've given to the Villager. Pocket, bug net, shovel, fishing pole, and then later on, Villager will get a final smash called the Loan Payoff, which will, you know, find yourself paying off your loan and have this big massive house that maybe crushes somebody. I don't know. This is using my imagination to imagine if Villager was replacing Mario in the Smash universe. And the rules that we've kind of given ourselves in this video is to make every single character as they released in that respective Smash Bros. Game to fit the game that Animal Crossing released on that system. So, for example, let me scroll up. Here we have any character that was available from Animal Crossing on the Nintendo 64, which was only one game, and that was the Japanese-only Debutsu no Mori. So that's what we're basing these characters off of. Only characters that were available in there on that game. Then the Melee roster will be only based off of characters that were released in the GameCube Animal Crossing and the E+ GameCube Japanese-only version of Animal Crossing. And then it goes on, any game that was available when Brawl was out, any game that was available in Smash 4, and then Ultimate, we have every character in the series available to us. So let's talk a little bit about some of these individual characters before we fill in the rest of the blanks, shall we? Okay, so 86 individual character slots available. We have 19 characters in the Villager series. We have 11 in the Town series, 8 in the City series, 7 in the New Leaf series, 6 in the Holiday series, 5 in the Museum series, 4 in the Mystical and Bird and Money Bag and Island series. So those have a lot of a similar pattern going on there. And then we also have 3 in the Mystery and Amiibo series. Finally, each of these have only 2 characters representing in their series. This is the Player series, the Reset series, the Musical series, and the Airline series. So each of the, similar to Smash, how kind of like the Mario series has the most, they have like 12 to 15 characters that represent the Mario series alone, if you're not even counting Donkey Kong as a sub-series of Mario. That's kind of going to be your Mario series equivalent, the Villager series. Next, you'd have like the Town series that would be kind of reminiscent to Pokemon and some of the bigger series that are represented in Smash. Then the City series is more of like, I would say, the Legend of Zelda. And the New Leaf series would be similar to maybe like the Nintendo Classic series, so that you have your like Duck Hunt, you have your Little Mac, you have your Game & Watch, your Rob. So I tried to match and try to make characters that made sense within like the Smash framework. And then there are only characters that have one per series, but here a lot of them have two. So for example, Simon and Richter are great examples of characters from a series, or Ryu and Ken that only have two characters that represent the series. So I tried to, copy that. And then this is the kind of graphic that I'm making that's going to be a splash in the video that I'm currently creating. I had to darken it up a little bit just so that it would show up, because a lot of it is using the white coloration, but I had to kind of shadow it out a little bit just so you can view it. But yeah, this would be the villager splash screen that's going to come up when I'm talking about Mario's replacement, and that will be Villager, and this will be his moves, and that'll be his final smash in the future. And then down here is my script. So let's go back up here. These are the individual character slots. This is how I kind of plan out what series they're from, what their name is, what their special moves are, and then their final smash. And so last time we did a video here on the channel, I only had a few of these undone. So let's talk about the couple that we added since the last video, if you are picking up from the last video as I'm finishing these. So I ended with Hamlet. I didn't quite have a moveset picked for, not what I wanted, for Hamlet at the time, but I do now. So Hamlet will be able to activate a hamster ball and roll around, similar to like Ai from like Monkey Ball. Obviously that's not a Smash character yet, or probably ever, but we can kind of imagine how that will work. He would be able to have some certain conditions that are met when he activates the ball. If not, he just kind of walks around. His speed will exponentially increase. However, some of his attacks won't work properly because he's inside of a ball. So a lot of his moves will be able to be powered up when he's in the ball, and some will be nerfed when he's in the ball. So for example, wind up, it'll just be like a side tackle move, but if he's in the ball form, he'll be able to charge up that and kind of do like a Sonic spin dash, where he winds up his power and then he spins around the stage, kind of like Jigglypuff or Sonic, where it kind of keeps you on the stage. And then his header move will kind of be like a basket or a soccer ball. Some people call it football in some countries if you're watching from another country, but they'll be kind of like Wii Fit Trainer, how Wii Fit Trainer has this move where she or he like hits the soccer ball off of their head. It'll kind of be in the same way with Hamlet, only when they're in the ball form, it'll just kind of be a bop, so that there won't be a ranged attack. There won't be any projectile attack going on when he's in the hamster ball. But if the opponent is above him, he'll kind of like bop him up in the air, and it'll have like a high launch power, or at least kind of a move that would launch people high into the air to kind of create some combos in the air. And then Starburst is a reference to the fact that Hamlet wears a star shirt, and so he'll kind of burst out with excitement and stars and burst back up onto the stage. And then his final smash is the playground spin. This is a reference to the fact that Hamlet on the New Leaf box art is seen with the playground Public Works. It's like the little spinny playground thing. So it's going to kind of work similar to the Ice Climber's final smash in Smash 4, how it's like this big iceberg and it like spins on the stage, and anybody that gets too close kind of gets swept up in the spin and takes damage. All right, Sahara is our next character, and she will have these 4 moves. Interact. So this will be interactive with her other items that she will use. So for example, the wallpaper roller, that will be a move that will be taken from Inkling. It'll also be seen in Wendell's moveset, and eventually Wendell will probably get that replaced, similar to how Kirby got Kirby's hammer that you can charge up and you can actually walk around, whereas in Brawl, Kirby had the hammer and you could only do a single hit with it. So Wendell will probably get a different move, but that will be given to Sahara, and that will be in a reference to the fact that Sahara will give, special rugs or makeovers to your room. You don't really get to pick which rug or I'm sorry, I should say flooring and wallpaper, respectively, because rugs and like carpets weren't added until New Horizons. But there will be kind of a precursor reference to the fact that rugs would be eventually becoming a thing in Sahara's down special, which is a rug. So basically, let me do this. We're gonna do just rug for that. So the wallpaper roller will be able to bury people on the underground, like essentially, and trap them in the ground to be able to follow up with a smash attack. And then placing down a rug is like a trap move. So you place a rug down on it, and then using the interact button, which is Sahara's neutral, you'll be able to take that rug and you'll be able to pull it out to trip opponents where they stand. You'll also be able to interact by rolling up the rug as well, kind of rolling people into it, similar to the wallpaper roller, but you'll be able to trap people in that rug kind of move. So it'll be cool, like a cool trap move that we don't see a whole lot of in Smash. And then flying carpet is her up. I thought that'd be cool reference to the fact that a lot of camels, appear in Western countries, including Egypt. I should say Eastern, I apologize. Eastern countries, including Egypt, and that's kind of maybe it's more of a trope. It's not so much like something that actually is there, but like Sahara also wears a turban, and so a lot I'm trying to think. Wild World, you would, I believe, trade to Pascal, and then Pascal would give you a turban item, and then you would give that to Sahara, and Sahara would give you like a massage chair or something. It's quite strange. But there's basically a fetch quest that would include a turban. So I don't know. I'd like to incorporate some of that almost like Aladdin-esque like vibes for Sahara. Like I said, it is maybe not culturally like the most like, appropriate thing in this instance, but I mean, Shy Guys and Mario, I think it's Shy Guy Bazaar, they ride on magic carpets. So, it's really not, that unheard of around this time that Smash 4 would be out. So I think we're going to keep that. Next is LaBelle. This is based off of her more, not so much label view that we see her as in New Horizons, but LaBelle is the fashion designer who's left her family, and she's got some resentment going on, so she's joining in Smash with a little bit more of a resentment case, not so much I've mellowed out, I've changed my ways, I'm a family, so I've given her Sunny Day, which is basically just like a move that she pulls out a sun hat and her maybe even sunglasses or something like that. And basically it kind of works like Pikachu's Thunder in the sense that there's a ray of sun that comes down and she's shielded from the attack. However, the people around her will be either electrified or experience fire damage or something along the lines of that, where they will take damage as long as she is activating this Sunny Day. And it's basically like a shield that attacks people but also shields her from any attacks because she's engulfed in this like Sunny Day light. Suitcase roll, she'll be able to roll a suitcase forward kind of as a projectile. Costume change, she will actually be able to change into a different kind of she can trade defense for attack sort of thing. So in a certain costume, she'll be able to be high attack power but low defense. But if she changes her costume, she'll be able to have high defense and low attack. So she'll be able to switch between two modes of herself. And then the LaBelle Parasol, just a reference to the fact that she has these really high-end umbrellas that are sold in City Folk. And her final smash is Fashion Takeover, where she'll give somebody a makeover and kind of mess them up and cast them aside, sort of thing. And then we have Harriet. This is your first character in Smash Ultimate. This is the replacement for Inkling. And Harriet will be heavily involved on the fact that she can change the character's hair color in past games. And so she'll be able to have a color meter similar to how Inkling has an ink meter. She will be able to refill colors, and she'll be able to change colors depending on what color the character has. So like if it's your pink Harriet, she will always dye the other characters, whether it's skin or fur or hair, pink. And similar to Inkling, how like when you cover them with ink, they take more damage when you attack them with ink-based attacks. It'll be similar with this. She'll be able to refill her color, kind of a recharge move where she'll be able to fill her color tank. Maybe it's like a little spray paint bottle or something like that. I don't know. Spread color is your kind of way that you would spread the color onto the characters and create that higher damage output on them. Bonnet dryer is that thing that comes over people's head to like kind of settle their perm or like dry their hair or something like that. She'll be able to trap people in this bonnet dryer and be able to, it'll like take attacks kind of almost like a grab attack where you would grab the person and it would like take repetitive damage. This will kind of work like that, although you can be free of the bonnet dryer. So once you plant it, and it snatches onto one of the opponents, you'll be able to take continual damage, and you could be, you know, refilling your color at the time. And then the hair dryer, she'll use 2 air dryers, almost like a jetpack, to get back on the stage. I thought that would be so fun. And then her final smash is cut, color, curl. Basically, she will use her scissors to cut the player's hair, and this will give the player damage. She'll color them, so she'll increase their attack. That will make them more vulnerable to her attacks, and then she'll curl. Basically, the curl will be her curling them, twisting them around, and sending them away. So they'll not only receive extra damage, then they'll be more impermeable to damage, then they will be curled away and take high attack damage there. So that will be Harriet, how Harriet plays. All right, now we have some spaces. This is the point of the video today. We are filling in all of the available spaces for the characters that we have here. So Robot Hero, this is over Ridley. Kind of leaning into the trope that like Ridley's too big for Smash. Robot Hero, which is the final Nook Miles earned DIY recipe, will be the playable character. Now, Robot Hero, I want to give Robot Hero like laser eyes and things like that. I want to kind of lean into the robot-esque. Since we don't really have a Rob, I put Lloyd over Rob. I'd like to incorporate kind of a robotic fighter into this Smash alternative. And so we're going to kind of take inspiration from Rob, the fact that like he's going to have a jetpack for his up special. And then let's see, what else can we do here? I'm just brainstorming on the spot. If you guys have ideas in the comments, let me know. I'm going to go grab my phone so that I can pull up my inspo list and then also be able to see the comments because I don't have them displayed here. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Enjoy the museum music that's currently playing right now. All right, we are back in action, baby. We're gonna check the chat, see if anybody's currently tuned in. I don't want to connect to my phone. Okay, no one currently watching right now, but I'm sure on the playback you guys will have some fun comments. If you feel free to comment on the playback if you want to comment on what your ideals are, or maybe we can make some switches and stuff like that. But I'm just gonna pull up Robot Hero now, my inspo list. Okay, this is over Ridley. Remote controlled robot that shoots lasers. Robot versus monster final smash. Let's see, what is the Godzilla monster statue? Monster statue. Okay, that's what it's called. Thank you. Let's just do a final smash called Robot versus Monster. So that'll be a reference to Godzilla and how like that's kind of like the counter giant like creature thing that mimics this. Now I could have done like the monster statue as the fighter here, but I felt like that was too Godzilla-like for Smash, so I just didn't feel like it would work too well. But I wanted to make reference to it. Now this character is like a Gundam character, essentially. So let's pull up Robot Hero. Do we have pictures? We do. This is the character here. Let's see if we can get some insight. There's some great color variation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's perfect for Smash. These can be literally the color variations here. Doesn't really give us any insight. However, you know, it would be cool to be able to create almost like create attacks through using materials. So we could lean into like material crafting for this character. Kind of like take a material to power up your moves or something like that. So like I would add on like iron nuggets or gold nuggets or something along the lines of that. You also, it says it requires you to have gold armor, rocket, 30 rusted parts. I did not know. And it also sells for that much. You know what? I did not know that this was built this way. So we can really lean into this. The rocket could be a cool like down smash where you could like do a rocket launch. Let's do that temporarily. Let's just put that in there for you. Let's do laser. Let's do laser eyes as the side special for now. And then let's do maybe like an armor up. So this would like increase the defense when you activate this as a temporary like buff maybe. And you would do that through like different materials. So it would like maybe apply materials to itself or something like that. Or like a golden light will emit since it's primarily made of a lot of gold. And then laser eyes would be a good like kind of like move that you could charge. And if you like hit it like right away, then you have like a time that you have to wait to kind of really launch them powerfully again, similar to Rob. And then rocket launch could be like a it'd be very similar to Isabel's Lloyd rocket, how she can launch it up in the air. Maybe we can do that. Or like the Hakotate ship item where you can launch it in the air and then you don't know when it's gonna come back. It's like a 5 to 10 second like window where it could come back. That would be cool. I think maybe that's the way that we go. We launch the rocket and it can take people, you know, in some damage when it goes up and hit them, but it doesn't have any explosive damage. And then when it comes back down, it has an increased explosion. So it's almost like a future sight sort of thing where you like, you plant it right where you think the attack's going to be. And then you can grab your opponent. And then as soon as it's coming back, you release them in that area and then it boom and it explodes. I think that would be great. I think let's keep that. And then jetpack just makes the most sense for that he'll use his jetpack in the back of him, which I'm assuming is something that he has. I can't really see the back, but I would assume that the robot hero would have a special jetpack as well. And then, yeah, so I think we have our robot hero. I'm pretty solid with that. I'm not actually creating a game here, so I don't have to have everything to be looking perfect. It just has to be hypothetical, like it could work. All right, Wilbur. Now, Wilbur, I'd like to use inspiration from like paper airplanes, toy planes, things like that. So I'd like Wilbur and Orville to play a little bit different. So let's pull up Wilbur. So Wilbur is more of our passive character, where he's going to be more of like a hit and run. Whereas Orville will be more of your active, close quarters character. So Wilbur will have the ability to control model planes and fly them around, similar to how Snake can kind of control his missile, and it's like a guided missile, and you can kind of control where it goes on the stage. So we're gonna make that his side special. Let's see. Plane model. That's gonna be his side special. It's a remote control plane model that he can control. By the way, this character, Wilbur, is over Simon and Richter. That's just the spot that they're occupying as far as that main character and then the clone character. So that's who we've chosen to go over them. And we've given them their own series as well, the airline series. Obviously, there are only two that really appear in the airline. So we're going to give them their own little series for that. Neutral special. Let's see, what else? So we need something that reflects the fact that Wilbur is more of a passive character. Let's look into his characteristics here. So he uses a lot of phonetic alphabet speaking. So a phonetic alphabet, I believe, is what they use for, yes, radio telephony. No, that's probably not how you say it, but this is like military almost. So we could almost incorporate this into his attack somehow, because I feel like that's a major part of his character. He's just kind of quirky in that way. We can also incorporate the fact that he's a flightless bird, which are, I believe, dodos are flightless birds. So we can kind of incorporate in the fact that he can only jump, he can't fly. And this enemy is easily distracted by items. That's hilarious. Ooh, he also is a Dodo Airlines umbrella. That could be cool, something we can incorporate. Okay. Well, I think an obvious up smash would be the airplane. I don't know how you would work that. Maybe like it's a plane going up. Or something along the lines of that. I don't know how we would adapt that into a move, especially because it's so big. I would imagine it will work like a bullet bill, like you can direct the direction that you want it to go in. You know what? I think you know what would be cool? So let's pull up that phonetic speaking letter names. And then there's also numbers as well. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. How could we do this? Latin. Hmm. Maybe we can have like a rotating like Maybe we can have like a rotating like box or something that like depending on what letter that you land on or something along the lines of that you're able to like almost like a Mr. Game and Watch 10 ability, or like if you've ever seen like a Waluigi moveset, like where they would have like a dice block and you'd be able to roll certain status effects or roll different damage output for that. It'd be cool to be able to do that. I don't know how we would like realistically incorporate that though. Yeah, he would definitely need some stuff that would have to relate to airplanes. What else can we do? I'm not like a big planes guy. I'd have to ask my buddy Isaac about that because he's a planes guy. What if he like literally pulled out like an airplane wing and like attacked? That would be crazy. I don't know how he could do that, but what other stuff does the plane do? So it brings people into town. Maybe we can have like what's the alpha? Maybe some of these can be a part of his attacks as well. Ooh, X-ray? Golf. What are some other hit and run characters that we know? Like a puppet character. Like I feel like the plane model is perfect for like a hit and run character. Maybe he needs like some sort of like heal. Or like shield or something like that. Like a shield barrier, maybe. Maybe his neutral can be a Alpha Bravo something. Let's go back to Bell Bottom. This is Stovetop. You require assistance. Maybe like an airdrop. That would be cool. Or like, what is that? What is that thing called? Like when you airstrike? Ooh. Let's do an airstrike. You can kind of plant the airstrike and then move away. And then I think this should be like a heal. Like, let's just call it Alpha Bravo. And that could just be a general term for the fact that he can use the different letter abbreviations in their wait, where am I? There I am. He can use the different phonetic alphabet letters to heal himself in some sort of way and give himself a buff. We don't need to like figure everything out. But we will change something a little bit about this when it comes to his counterpart, Orville. Final Smash. Nosedive. Let's call it Nosedive. So this can be in a reference to the fact that like maybe you're on an airplane wing for like almost like a Captain Falcon like theatrical final smash, and you're like you end up like getting caught like on the propeller or something crazy like that, and your plane is taking nosedive and it crashes onto the stage, or maybe his plane crashes onto the stage and causes like an explosion in a specific area in the middle of the stage or something. I don't know, that could be cool. I think nosedive. Let's move on. Big Top. Now this character is taking inspiration from the circus theming. This will be over King K. Rool. This will be a tank character with circus-themed moves. Inflate an elephant inflatable and to create a barrier, or overinflate it to pop and send opponents flying back. So let's make... This will kind of be almost like Steve, how he can create like a TNT trap with redstone in his moveset. It'll kind of work a little bit like that. Let's see, what is the elephant inflatable? Elephant slide. Ooh, that could be fun. Elephant slide. Since he is a, you know, inflatable. Inflatable. Plaza toy? Is that what it's called? Are you serious? Is that what it's called? Plaza toy? Inflatable toy? Let's make that his down special. Inflatable toy. So this is what that looks like. Like an elephant inflatable. I was thinking that this could be like a barrier, like as a shield that he can use. So once he has it, you know, blown up enough, you know, hitting the down, blow, like blowing it up to size. If he blows it too big, it can damage him if he's too close. But if he's far enough away, he can blow it up and explode it on opponents. I think that'd be super cool. So yeah, circus themed. Maybe we can incorporate juggling or something, or like, let's see what we have to pull from circus. Circus shirt, flooring, balloon series. This was from New Leaf, so this is what the balloon series looked like. So this is the furniture, balloon lamp, balloon TV, balloon dog, that's super cute. Okay. Look at the little dogs. That's so cute. Pietro is 5 items. Okay, that's interesting to know. Always learning Animal Crossing facts as we go. Circus. Back to that. Elephant. Elephant beetle. Elephant shirt. I'm looking at elephant slide. Okay, so that's the elephant slide. What could this do? Like, what would be the practical use of adding this as an item to the game? Like, as a side special, like, he could, like, slide, but, like, what? Now, what if we incorporated, like, water to it? It would create, like, almost like a push water slide. That could be cool. Let's do that. That could be cool. Water slide. And if you set it like towards the ledge, it can like pour off the ledge and it would pull people down instead of like, it would be almost like an edge guard method. That could be really interesting. Could be pretty overpowered, but you know, King K. Rool also has a pretty overpowered moveset as well. Let's maybe do like a balloon related attack. So like, maybe like a hot air balloon. Could be really cool. Maybe his final smash. Hot air balloon. That could be pretty fun. His up can be balloon related as well. I just think balloons make the most sense, you know, for him. Let's see, balloon bunch. And then Big Top. Let's look at Big Top himself. There he is. So this is a part of the trio. He's actually would have been a part of the game already, because he will appear in the final smash for Agent S later on in the game, because he's a part of like the superhero crew. His catchphrase is villain. But we're taking inspiration from circus theming for himself, even though he is like a superhero-y type. Look at him. He's super cute. He's got a green theme going on too, which I never really realized. He's got a wrestling room in Wild World and City Folk. He has a 3? What's with that? Oh, well, because he's got the 3 on his head. That makes a lot more sense. But he's like a jock. Why doesn't he have a circus theme? His name is literally Big Top. Is it just because he's large? Big Top isn't one for picking fights. He is in this game. Much more interested in picking berries or which couch. Wait. So he's lazy, but he has a jock. What is going on? This is really strange. He's a strange character. He's laid back, but he has a lot of strength. When the time comes, he's as strong as 100 people. Ooh. So he has super strength. Ooh, we could lean into that. Like a dumbbell, like, you know how they have like those cartoony dumbbells with like the circles on the end? Dumbbell lift. Let's call it circus dumbbell. Yeah, he could like lift it and then like tilt it so that it's like it attacks people this way or that way. That could be cool. All right, we have Big Top. Moving on to Digby. This is an Isabelle clone, so we need to go back up to Isabelle's move. Set, and then we're gonna copy that into here. All right. So her final smash was Town Hall Meeting. So let's do, what is Digby a part of now? He's not really in the game anymore, but he was part of the Happy Room Academy. He works at the HH Showcase. I wish we would have seen more of Digby. He's such an underrated character. His rain poncho is really interesting as an alternate costume as well. He wears a yellow rain poncho. Look at this. I mean, look at this outfit for him. That's so cute. Okay, let's see what his smash description. Isabelle's twin brother. Didn't know if you knew that, but yes. Head down to the roost. He takes Blue Mountain Black no sugar, whereas his sister likes her coffee with a lot of milk and 3 sugars. For some reason, an order doesn't include a lot of milk. Sounds more mature. That's funny. And he's also a spirit in the world of light as well. So he's, you know, already in Smash in some ways. Happy Home Showcase. See, look, there he is in his little raincoat. That's awesome. Look at, he's got a fishing hat. He's got like a little beanie. Man, such a missed opportunity. Love this character. Okay. So let's see what we can take off of. I feel like maybe his raincoat could be almost an item that you put on to like endure attacks. Like if you're wearing his raincoat, like he can have like super armor or something like that, where like it nullifies certain attacks. Could be cool. On rainy, snowy days, he wears a hoodie or raincoat, 2 pockets. All right. Favorite saying: 2-bedroom, 2-bath home for rent. Inquire within. That's so funny. So we can lean into the fact that maybe he's a realtor. Scooter. Would we change that? Public Works. Would we change that? Balloon present. Would we change that? 4 ordinances. Let's change the ordinances a little bit. So Isabelle's 4 ordinances move would be along the lines of changing her stats, depending on which ordinance is in place. So I don't think we need to keep that for Digby. But I think what we can do, since he's Happy Room, there's 4 corners to scoring for Happy Home Realty. So let's do 4. Let's call it Feng Shui. I think that's how you spell Feng Shui, right? Feng Shui. S-H-U-E. Wait, did I? I literally said E, but I meant I. It was right the first time. Feng Shui. So that'll work where, depending on what direction you choose the move, whether it's like north, you'll get like a... So what is... I'm trying to remember. Something to the north. Okay. Orange is north? Orange, that's interesting. So we have west. So to the left, but if you activate the left ability, it will do electric moves, maybe. Red to the east. If you hit the right ability, that'll be fire type moves. If it'll be green, which is down, it says money and item luck. Maybe increase damage or like a grass type move or something along the lines of that. And then orange could be like money and luck. That could be poison or speed, maybe. So I don't know. We don't necessarily need to figure that out perfectly. Oh wait, new leaf, a little different. Maybe we can make like purple be the final one. But it's really just red, yellow, green. So we need one more input. So red, yellow is the electric, red is the fire type, green can be like speed or damage, and then we can have one more, or even just 3. But I think keeping it 4, like Isabel's 4 ordinances, would be better, because it would be more of a direct copy. Scooter, I think we can keep this. I think that would be perfect for Digby. Almost gives like a city vibe as well. Maybe we can call his something different. Maybe moped. What would that be? Vespa? Let's see, what's the difference between that? Moped. What is that? Oh, that's cool. And then Vespa. Images, please. Ooh. Let's do the Vespa. I think that's a great alternative. Work in the same way, just different name. Vespa for Digby. He deserves a cool Vespa. I can believe that he rides that to work every day. Public Works. We've kind of done away with Public Works at this time, because this is debuting in Ultimate, but he didn't really appear in New Horizons, really. So I think maybe we can change that, or maybe make it like furniture related. Let's just keep Public Works. I think that's good. Balloon Present, I think we can keep that as well. I like the idea. And then Town Hall Meeting. So it'll be kind of like almost like an Among Us, like, have they done something wrong? Let's eject them. For Isabel. So for Digby, Happy Home. Happy HH Showcase. We'll just call it that. I'm not sure exactly what it'll do. But we can figure something out. Maybe we can have a cinematic cutscene for that one. But not a big deal. Alright, Audie. Let's pull up Audie. So Audie is a character based off of what we assume to be based off of a woman who loves Animal Crossing, an older woman. who they made. Yeah, right here, Audrey. So it's a pun on Audrey. An 87-year-old woman named Audrey who went viral on the internet in 2019 after her grandson posted a YouTube video showing her hours of spending that time on New Leaf. So I'd like to lean into the fact that she is slower, but she has like more powerful attacks. It's also interesting to note that she has the heavy dumbbells while exercising, I think, and she has sporty shades. So I think I want to give her like a vacation vibe. So like look at the background as well. I mean, like clearly she's ready to, you know, a place where I can always be a DJ. Like that's awesome. So she wants to be like fun and DJ and stuff like that. What does her room look like? I mean, look at that. Vacation. It's got a palm tree on it. So Audie has the ability to brighten anyone's day with her warm presence. That's why we put her over in Cineroar, because she's a very warm person. No matter where you are, you feel like you're on a vacation when you're talking to her. So this makes total sense. So yeah, she's a wolf villager. So let's lean into the fact that she has a warm presence. And that she's a little bit of a slower character, but she's got powerful moves. So maybe we can bring back over, where is it? Sunny Day from, LaBelle's moveset. So let's do that. Sunny Day. We're bringing that back. Now, what if like we incorporated like a camera into it, like snapshot, where we can like stun? Yeah, like camera flash. So we can stun players by doing a camera flash. That could be cool. Let's do that. Very vacation-y. Maybe something to do with like sunset. What else do you do on vacation? Like all sorts of things. Travel. Sunflowers, that's interesting. She's got pineapples on her shirt. You know what would be cool with the camera flash is maybe her sunglasses can come down when the camera's flashing so she doesn't get stunned by it. That could be cool. More incorporating that. Down. Let's see. What is Incineroar's down? Let's see. Let's go to Ash. Let's see what his moveset is. Special. Okay. We have the Darkest Lariat. What does that look like? Oh, that's the spin move. His Alolan Whip is the... Oh, yeah. It's like the... Wow, that's so interesting. Cross Chop. We could do something like that for sure. And Revenge. It's a counter move. And then his final smash is the Max Malicious Moonsault. Wow, these names are crazy. Okay. Lariat. Spinning Back Fist. We could have like a spinning move, like we can call it like Sunshine or something like that. Let's do that. Sunburst. Sun Spin. Spinning Sun. That. No. Maybe her up can be Sunset, so. What else could be good for vacation? Something that would take her in the air. Airplane, obviously, but I don't want to use that again. Vacation. Filming this. I'm almost done. Yeah, I'll be done soon. Maybe let's call her Op Recovery Sunrise. I think that would be a good idea. And then Final Smash Vacation. Let's see. Could you go on vacation in the game? No. Let's do Island Vacation. Let's just call it that. All right, let's do one more. I won't be able to finish it all today. There's just too many to do for one video. But let's finish up with Don Rossetti, who is a Rossetti clone. So this is going to be like a joke character, but he's actually going to end up being way funner than Rossetti ever was. So let's do that. So Don Rossetti, let's pull up his... This is his page here. Sunny. So he's a lot nicer, but let's see what it says about him. That they run the surveillance center, they keep a careful eye for players who might be resetting. I'd like to say resetting ain't good, so don't do it. If Sunny is the brother who catches you, you'll hear a lot more than that. This chap, that's funny. Ooh. Earthquake, I see that. Rules earthquake. We could create like an earthquake move. That'd be pretty fun. If you feel bad having to listen to Mr. Rossetti now and then, think about now his brother Don feels. But Don's a nice guy. He worries about his brother's health. You don't want to do anything to get Mr. Rossetti too worked up, or Don might just have to have a word with you. That's funny. He's a good brother. Alright, so he does have his pickaxe, so maybe we can lean a little bit more into that. Reset. Maybe we can have a move called Pacify. That could be similar to Rossetti, but he's more of like lowering the damage, or almost like a counter move similar to what that would be. Reset would be. Okay, Lockdown is a lock-in move. Do we want to keep that? I don't think we do, so we could do so much more. So let's do the down. Instead of doing dig, well, I'd like to keep this generally the same. Let's do his neutral. It's just such a good moveset. I think it's really good, but how do we make Don different? He's like more chill and reserved. He's not like so like focused on that, but maybe we can lean to the fact that he helps run the reset service. We don't see him, but we know that he is able to do that. So maybe instead of that, we can incorporate dig and pop up into one move, and then his up special can be rescue ladder. Into the fact that like he's literally now just like Rossetti's just a dumbed down version of himself. But we could do like a rescue ladder that appears from the sky and you can climb it. That could be really cool. And then you know, resetting's not really a problem anymore. Like it auto saves. So how can we make this character more interesting? Maybe, let's see, so he is a mole, so he's got the dig, we've got the pickaxe that he'll be fighting with. Maybe he can throw the pickaxe. That would be cool. Pickaxe toss. It can work a little similar to Simon and Richter, how they have like the axe toss. Maybe we can do that. So pacify, pickaxe toss, dig and pop up. So when you come out of the dig, you'll pop up automatically. And then rescue ladder. I think that's perfect. Final smash though. Rescue services. So instead of rescuing somebody, you're actually using the rescue service to trap somebody. I think that would be hilarious. So yeah, I think we'll end just about there. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh my gosh, a lot of characters left to fill in. So I'll be doing some work off camera. So the next time that I record my progress, we'll have a little bit more going on here. Hopefully this means that I can be able to fill in the rest of these. What you're seeing here on the screen now is this like little character splash. The reason I'm doing this is so that I can have all the character splashes just made and they could just pop up for a second on the in the video. I'm also considering, since this is such a big concept, splitting the video into 2 videos where I go through Smash 64 through Brawl, and then I do Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate together, since there's a lot of additional things to kind of add on. Or I can do Smash 64 and Melee together, and then focus on those, and then anything with Final Smashes, I would add on, you know, Brawl over. So I could do it that way too. But yeah, I just want people to be interested and not feel too overwhelmed with the information, but to be able to present something that has enough information to where it seems credible enough, you know, to be a good idea, instead of just saying like, and here's your roster. How do we come to these conclusions? Well, it doesn't matter, you know, like this is just fun. Here's the characters. Take of it what you will. No, like to be actually able to have some moves, to have some background, to have some categories and some series that we've established, to just make the idea a little bit more credible overall. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching as I'm finishing and conceptualizing this. We didn't get to finish everything today, but I'm glad that we got to talk it through and really think through all of these fun characters, and hopefully that you catch the craze and find this idea to be fun, and can't wait for the video. So make sure you subscribe so that you can be notified as soon as this video comes out within the next couple weeks. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I just want to say take care. Bye.